The Prophet ﷺ sent his companions to teach other tribes about Islam when they had requested for teachers, and these Sahaba got killed. So aware were the disbelievers about the Prophet's care for the new Muslims that they came up with a plan. Some of the tribes who wanted to get back at the Prophet ﷺ for losing the battle of Badr, one of the ways some of these tribes who were allied to the Quraysh, you know how they got back to the Prophet ﷺ? They went to the Prophet, they sent people to the Prophet, they said, you know what, our tribe has come to Islam, can you send some of your companions to teach us? And the Prophet ﷺ, knowing well the danger his companions to teach, and they get killed. These people, they deceive them, they bring them to a region where they have no support and they get killed. This is how serious the Prophet ﷺ was about new Muslim support and new Muslim care, which we take very lightly. We think we are born into Islam and just because we are comfortable, just because we are very happy as Muslims, but those people who leave their families behind, hostile families very often, in particular what the sister mentioned there, Sikh families, they have a very strong culture. When one of their children becomes Muslim, to them this is betrayal of their faith, of their culture. I'm not saying all Sikhs are like that. I'm not trying to blanket every Sikh in the world, but this is how it goes. So when a Sikh woman in particular, when she accepts Islam, she's not dealing with a very smooth situation where she just have a smooth transition from one family to another family. No. She's facing death. She's facing death. So you got to understand these things. So my brothers and sisters, new Muslim support is absolutely crucial. We cannot let our brothers and sisters down under any circumstances. When they accept Islam, we have to be there ready. Not start running around when a situation hits us, rather be prepared. Have centers, have institutions, have organizations that specifically deal with these problems. You know this man, brother Yasser, you don't know him, do you? You know what? How many people he's responsible for resurrecting in the field of Dawah? You have at least 3 here. The sister knows him. Muslim Bilal knows him. I was there, I witnessed his Shahada in that very house, nearly 20 years ago. I saw him accept Islam. I was there. When he accepted Islam, I was in that house. And you know how big the room was? Where it would be packed every Saturday. Every Saturday, brothers from all around, brothers and sisters from all over London, they would travel to his house to sit there, to receive inspiration, and we would see shahadas upon shahadas, as if that little room was a garden from Jannah. And his food was so tasty, his pasta was simple pasta, but it would be so tasty, it's unbelievable. We would all eat from the same pot. And he had a character, he was Cypriot Turk. And mashallah, when he would get angry, he would get red in face. Sometimes he would get angry at brothers. We're fighting, we're wrestling, we're playing around, we're playing games, we're cracking jokes. Then there is a serious reminder. At the end of it, one of the elderly brothers sits everyone down and does. So it was a beautiful place. And you know why he's special? Because he opened his doors to these people to come to his house and share the love of Islam, and then bring many people to Islam. Many people accepted Islam in his little room. That room wasn't bigger than, how can I explain? Maybe 10 feet long and maybe 6 feet wide. No, maybe slightly bigger than that. His living room, where 20-30 people would be sitting right next to him. My children remember that house. My own kids. Okay? Why is that man special? He's now passed away, rahmatullah alayhi. You know the seeds he planted? Now they are turning, hopefully inshallah, they are turning into trees. A lot of people are benefiting from his living room and his hospitality and his love and his open arms. Old man, white beard, very generous. My wife used to go upstairs and sit with Sister Aisha, his daughter, in a very small room. To the extent they used to complain that there's not enough space for sisters. But that man will reap the rewards for all those people who used to attend those circles in his house and all the good work they may be doing in the future. Yasser, on the day of judgment, he will be in this dunya, many people may not know him, but when he passed away, many people were shaken. They realized that they lost someone very special. So, brothers and sisters, the point I'm mentioning these things is to explain to you that you will only be known for your works, not for your thoughts. Many people have noble thoughts in their minds. Many people would like to do noble things and think about them, but those thoughts are just thoughts if they don't manifest into action. As little as action may be, that's what really counts. That's what really matters. If you're sitting there thinking, yeah, beautiful talks, beautiful inspirational speeches, very nice work these guys are doing, the point is, how are you going to become a part of it? What are you going to do about it? How are you going to play your little role in this important work is the point. And think big, Allah will do wonders with you. Allah will do big things with you, right? Think small, you will do small. So the point is, to make this world a better place, to bring Islam to the world, it requires sacrifice, it requires a lot of work, and you have to do it. And why are we talking about Islam? Because it is, to us, we know that it is an absolute blessing. It is an absolute blessing, right? Because it's so beautiful, the faith is so beautiful, it brings peace to you. It brings peace to you, it brings peace to the world, it brings peace to the people who follow it, despite what others may think and say about our faith. We created one of the greatest civilizations in the world. Historically speaking, Muslim civilization was dominant in every single field, most importantly, education. Even in these lands where we stand right now, in Britain, the history of Islam in Britain is absolutely fascinating. The Quran, when you read the Quran, almost 30 to 40% of it is the stories of the prophets. Yes or no? Repeatedly from Surah Baqarah all the way up to An-Nas, you see stories of the prophets. Ibrahim, Musa, Isa, alayhim salam, in particular these three prophets are dealt with extensively in the Quran. Abraham, Moses and Jesus, right? Why is Allah talking about them? And what is Allah talking about? Is Allah talking about the Hajj, the Salah, the fasting? Do you have the details of the fasting of Musa alayhi salam? Do you know how Isa alayhi salam prayed practically in the Quran? Do you know how Ibrahim alayhi salam did his Hajj? Does anyone know? No. What does Allah talk about specifically? Their da'wah. To Allah, what is important is to tell the story of the struggles in da'wah. So Ibrahim, when he's doing his da'wah, Allah talks about it. Allah gives us the details. Likewise, Musa alayhi salam, Allah gives us the details of Musa's da'wah and his challenges. Likewise, Jesus, Isa alayhi salam in the Quran, Allah talks about his da'wah, his struggles when he's calling people to Allah, when he's calling people to God, right? Likewise, Noah, what does Allah talk about? His salah, his fasting, his zakat, or other rituals he might be doing? No. Allah goes into intricate details describing his da'wah. قَالَ إِنِّي دَعَوْتُ قَوْمِي لَيْلًا وَنَهَارًا. Oh Allah, he said, oh Allah, I called my people day and night. Then I called them with loud voice, and I called them in secret and in silence. So why is Allah gradually, step by step, telling you the methods Nuh alayhi salam used in his da'wah, so that Allah explains to you how important it is. And amazingly, this is one obligation which most Muslims in the world have neglected. We are busy doing Hajj, very, 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 very diligent in celebrating Ramadan and 2 Eids, very happy to pray Taraweeh, We go to the masjid to pray 5 times a day. Very good. But one of the obligations which Allah uses 30 to 40% of His book, the final message to humanity, is to convey the message to those who don't have it. From Morocco to Bangladesh, the entirety of the Muslim civilization as we know it today, right? I can tell you with confidence, 99% of them are not involved in Dawah. 99%. Even 1% are not involved in Dawah. And what are they reading every day in their homes? Every Ramadan? And they cry when they hear these verses. When they're praying, they salah in the masjid. When the Imam is reading the Quran, they cry. They are crying, shedding tears. 40% of that book is about the obligation which 99% of us are not even involved in. From Morocco to Bangladesh, your Muslim civilization, your Muslim people, they are not even conveying the message of Islam to those non-Muslims who are out there in the world. And you consider it to be a blessing? You think Islam is a blessing? So why are you not sharing it with others? Hijab or no hijab, beard or no beard, semi-practicing or fully practicing, doesn't matter. If you're not doing da'wah, you're not calling to your faith, what faith? What Islam? If this faith is not making this world a better place, if you're not spreading peace and justice in the world, if you're not sharing the message of Islam with others, what Islam? Islam inside your home? Your Ramadan, your pakoras and your samosas? Your 5-star Hajj? Your nice carpet in the masjid and your salah? Your chandeliers and your nicely polished taps in the wudu area? Or your nice lota inside the toilet? What Islam are you talking about? If this Islam is not being shared with the world and it's not manifesting its values,